Hey everyone, it's Taylorverse, and welcome to some Harry Potter sheet. I still have fur on the fucking damn cats. So, I told you this shit was coming. I did. Oh, go away. Go away. Can we, wait, nope. Not what I wanted. Oh, shit. Okay, so that was the main page. Okay. Making sure. So, I think over on the side is just random shit that we don't need. Also, I'm laying down. I don't feel like efforting today. So, like, there's the pillow. So, I just may end up taking a little rest here. Don't mind me. So, we got Harry Potter Herbology 101. We would bet that most Harry Potter fans at the series finale, which hit theaters on Friday many years ago. This is old. Will be rooting primarily for its endearing, bespectacled protagonist, who battles his nemesis Lord Voldemort in a CGA-filled action-packed showdown. Here at Garden Design, however, our attention is on Harry Potter's herbology-loving second-string sidekick Neville Longbottom. As the only truly plant-loving member of the crew, Neville's rise from a chubby-cheeked boy that couldn't cast a summoning spell for his life to the courageous wizard played by the now dashing Matthew Lewis, and fierce defender of his friends and school in the Battle of Hogwarts, touches our hearts in a special way. To pay tribute to him and his best academic subject, herbology, we have compiled a list of some of the most unusual wizard plants in J.K. Rowling's epic. Mandrake root. In Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Neville and his classmates' introduction to herbology begins with a class about how to care for mandrakes, the professor first demonstrating how to unearth the strange plant animals for repotting. Here we get a description of the grotesque plant. Instead of roots, a small, muddy, and extremely ugly baby. They're not ugly, they're adorable. They're so fucking cute. Popped out of the earth. The leaves were growing right out of his head. Professor Sprout adds to the group of intimidated students that the plant babies emit screams that are piercing enough to knock out wizards for hours. Even though in real life mandrakes are not animals, but fully botanical members of the nightshade family. Solanaceae. Yup. J.K. Rowling didn't completely invent the idea of the mandrake baby. What? I didn't fucking know that. Learning shit. Okay, I gotta reposition here. I'm not comfortable. Okay. I think we're good now. As Ed Velasquez, curator of the rare books collection at Chicago Botanical Gardens Lenhart Library, pointed out in his lecture on plants featured in the Harry Potter series, zoophytes, or plants that double as animals, were prevalent in Renaissance botanical lore. He pointed out some examples of zoophytes in a book by 16th century French botanist. I don't know why that word didn't come out of my mouth even though I said it. Botanist Claude Duret, entitled Histoire admirable des plantes. The most unusual of which is probably the vegetable lamb of Tartary, a bush that grows a ferocious lamb as its fruit. Okay. I may want to read this. According to Velasquez, mandrakes were thought of and documented as having a human form, both male and female, since ancient times. Gillyweed. I think gillyweed is my favorite. I really fucking like gillyweed. Even though I don't like slimy things. But I've always wanted to breathe underwater. I love gillyweed. In Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Harry eats a plant that looks like slimy grayish-green rat tails, which allows him to breathe underwater and communicate with mermen for a second task in the Triwizard Tournament. Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? We don't know what plant inspired the fictional gillyweed, but it seems that J.K. Rowling based it on a type of seaweed. No fucking shit! Probably imagining a kind of magical transference of properties. In other words, Harry needed to ingest something that could breathe underwater, like seaweed, in order to do the same himself. No shit, it's seaweed. It's called gillyweed. For fuck's sake. Mimbulus Mimbletonia. On the Hogwarts Express in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Neville solidifies his botany nerd status by showing his classmates a gift that he got from his great-uncle for his 15th birthday. A plant that looks like a cactus, but is covered in boils instead of spines. It was pulsating slightly, giving it a rather sinister look of some deceased internal organ, describes the narrator, seeing the plant through Harry Potter's eyes. As Neville later demonstrates, the plant spurts out a thick, pungent liquid called stink sap out of its boils when provoked with magic. Like with the gillyweed, we have no idea what real plant J.K. Rowling based the Mimbulus Mimbletonia on, but this weird-looking Nerlechia perlitum plant seems to fit the bill. Yep. Devil's Snare. At the end of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Hermione saves Ron and Harry by defeating a dark and dampness-loving plant whose long tendrils wrap around its prey, choking it to death with a burst of bluebell flames from her wand. Always the straight-A student, Hermione remembered the way to combat the plant from the previous herbology lesson. Carnivorous trees have popped up now and again in various superstitious texts, including one outrageous tall tale invented by a 19th century German explorer named Karl Lich. Oh, fuck. Who claimed to have seen an 8-foot-tall tree, not a tree, that's its plant, for fuck's sake, with long hairy tendrils pick up a woman supposedly belonging to what was her later deemed a fictional Malagasy tribe and devour her whole. Lech's story, which was written up as a non-fiction travel account in the South Australian Register, was later found to be completely false. Did people think that that shit happened? People are stupid. Bubba tubers. Possibly one plant uglier than Neville's Mimbulus Mimbletonia, Bubba tubers play a substantial comedic role in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. They are introduced in the beginning of the book as creatures that look less like plants than thick black giant slugs. Each was squirming slightly and had a number of large shiny swellings upon it, which appeared to be full of liquid. Later we learned that Professor Sprout harvests the plant's pus to treat acne. But an accident that affects Hermione further on in the book shows that if the plant's untreated liquid comes into contact with skin, it will cause huge boils to erupt. In dreaming up fictional booktollers, J.K. Rowling seemed to have taken a cue from medieval herbalist philosophy, the doctrine of signatures, which holds that plants that resemble certain body parts should be used in the treatment of ailments that pertain to those body parts. Her invented species' primary characteristic, severe plant acne, resembles the condition it's supposed to cure. For more information on medieval plants and their uses, check out the Cloisters Museum and Gardens blog, The Medieval Garden Enclosed. Wolfsbane. Wolfsbane is one of the primary ingredients in Wolfsbane Potion, a brew that Remus Lupin uses throughout the series to alleviate the symptoms of his werewolf transformation and retain certain control of his mental faculties. I can't talk. According to a Harry Potter themed post on a website of Botanic Gardens Conservation International, wolfsbane is actually a real plant. No shit. Named aconitum, that was thought to be a defense against werewolves when mixed with honey and glass in the Middle Ages. Because of this prevailing medieval superstition, most people killed a large portion of Europe's wolves with a lethal mixture. Wait, that's all of the damn... In the same time period, witches mixed wolfsbane with belladonna, or deadly nightshade, Atropa belladonna, another poisonous plant that makes a few cameos in Professor Snape's potion class to make a hallucinogen that would allow them to feel like they were flying. Wolfsbane is actually fucking beautiful. Like, damn. So those are the only ones that they're wanting to talk about. Even though there's a shit more they could talk about, but you fuck it. So I'm gonna leave this here. I think I'm got an idea of something that would be fun, but you'll see. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Oh shit, fuck. Me fick. Bye.